After the first public announcement, I told my boyfriend to call me Aunt. Introduction. I was Jace's secret for 3 years. Under the spotlights at his birthday party, he classed freshly returned childhood and announced their engagement. I became the internet's favorite punchline. Everyone waited for me to crumple and sob. Even his all-powerful uncle watched me with a warning glare. I only smiled and handed Cade the positive pregnancy test. Uncle, congratulations. You're going to be a grandfather. His face iced over. Yet I heard every word of his mental snarl. Carrying my kid and daring to call me uncle. Serena, you've got guts. 1. Jace's 28th birthday doubled as his golden victory gala. Crystal chandeliers dripped light over the ballroom. Celebrity gridlock from wall to wall. As the girl he dated for 3 years, I was banished to the dimmest corner. A shadow that couldn't step into the light. He had once whispered against my ear, Serena, the day I win the Oscar, I'll tell the world you're mine and give you the biggest wedding this town has ever seen. Tonight he did stand center stage, tuxedo crisp or blazing. But the woman at his side wasn't me. It was Luna, the childhood who'd just flown home from Paris. She wore a white tulle gown, smiling as she hooked his arm, a haughty swan. I have happy news, Jace said, lifting his flute, gaze melting over her. Luna and I will be engaged next month. Boom! The room detonated in cheers. Flashbulbs fired like artillery. Every lens hunting the perfect shot of the golden couple. I was left in my corner. Air sucked from my lungs. Pity, mockery, popcorn crunching curiosity stabbed me from every angle. That's Serena, right? The one who's been with him forever. Pathetic. Pathetic. She never had a title. This was always coming. Look how white her face is. She's about to throw a fit. Pass the popcorn. Jace finally found me across the crowd. Apology flickering in his eyes, but impatience and warning winning out. Don't you dare ruin this for me, his look said. 2. I didn't ruin anything. I even gave him a smile, then turned and walked straight to the most honored table in the ballroom. There sat the monarch of the Sterling clan. The uncle feared most, Cade tailored black suit, glacial poise, a PC Philippe celestial flashing cold starlight under the crystals. He felt me coming. His dark eyes lifted, scrutiny and caution balanced on a knife edge. The crowd stopped breathing, sure I would fall to my knees and beg the family for mercy. Jay started forward to intercept. Too late. I halted in front of Cade, drew a folded slip from my clutch, and set it beside his champagne flute. Posture perfect, voice soft, yet every syllable rang through the hush. Uncle, this belongs to Jace. Congratulations, you're about to become a grandfather. Positive pregnancy test 6 weeks along. Cade's stare traveled from my still flat stomach to the paper, then back to my face. The temperature around him plunged. Gasps ricocheted through the hall. Jace and Luna turned the color spectrum crimson to chalk to verdant. Serena, have you lost your mind? Jace grabbed my wrist so hard bones ground. You dare smear me with this crap? Pain shot up my arm, yet a frigid male voice echoed inside my skull. Let her go. I jerked my head up and met Kate's bottomless black irises. His expression was stone, but I heard the second line as clearly as a whip crack, carrying my baby and calling me uncle. Serena, you've got guts. 3. My heart hiccuped. So that night hadn't been a drunken dream. 2 months ago, Jace had flown to Paris for a shoot. Entertainment blogs gleefully reported Luna on the same flight. Romantic location shoot code for rekindled flame. 3 years of memories tossed to the dogs. I'd wandered into Cad's members-only lounge, drank until the ceiling blurred. After that, fragments, cool cedar scent, burning palms, a stifled groan. I'd filed it under surreal mistake. Turns out the leading man was my ex's uncle. Serena, answer me. Jay's grip threatened to snap my wrist. Whose bastard is in your belly? Smack. The crack rang across marble and crystal. Not my hand, Cade's. He now stood beside me, tall frame casting me in shadow. The slap was lightning fast. Jace's cheek bloomed crimson, a perfect print rising. You uncle. Jace kept his face stunned. Silence. Tate's tone could have frosted glass. You've disgraced the Stirrings enough. Without another glance at his nephew, he studied the scarlet bracelet Jace had left on my skin and frowned. He shrugged off his tux jacket, draped it over my shoulders, then curled an arm around me. Come. His mental voice followed, irritated and absolute. Well, settle this at home. 4. Kate ushered me out of the ballroom half by force. Behind us, Jace's roar. Luna's shriek. 1,000 shocked breaths. The black Rolls-Royce glided into the night. Cabin pressure suffocating. I hugged the jacket still warm from his body. The cedar smell cleared the alcohol haze from my brain. Explain, he said at last, breaking the silence. I stared at my lap, voice barely above a whisper. Exactly what you heard. He gave a cold chuckle, his thoughts supplied. Keep acting. I'm your only audience. My nails bit my palms. What do you want? He asked, lethal quiet. To trap Jason to marriage or a fat hush money wire. I lifted my head and met his stare. I want to marry you. The limo jerked to a halt, tire shrieking against asphalt. Kate's face, stroked by passing streetlights, turned thunder black. Repeat that. Inside his head something roared. She's insane. Absolutely insane. Does she even know what she's asking? I enunciated each word. I want to marry you, Kate. From now on, Jason Luna will have to greet me with smiles as aunt. He studied me as if trying to bore holes through bone. Finally, he laughed low, humorless, glacial. Serena, he said. Who gave you the nerve to play me? I didn't set you up. Met his gaze and answered calmly. I'm simply securing the best possible option for me and my child. The best possible option? He looked as if he'd heard the universe's worst joke. What makes you think I'd be anyone's option? This woman, cool-headed and bold. His private thought carried admiration. I steeled myself and raised the stakes. Because I was your first and because I'm carrying your first child, Sterling. You know better than I do what this baby means to the Stirrings. 3 generations of single heirs. And in Cad's generation, only he and his worthless half-brother, Jace's father, remained. Jace was his only nephew. But judging by tonight, the boy was a lost cause. Kate himself was 32, still unmarried, without even a rumor of a girlfriend. Tabloids whispered he disliked women, or even couldn't perform. The child in my womb was the Sterling bloodline sole 4th-generation descendant. Kate fell silent, long fingers drumming an irregular beat on his knee. The air in the back seat thickened until breathing hurt. His thoughts tangled. Trouble? Marry her? Ridiculous? Refuse? Then what? Abort. My child, Jace the idiot, Luna the viper. She can't fight them alone. I waited, palm slick with cold sweat. Finally he spoke, voice drained and resigned. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. bring your state ID and birth certificate. Wait for me at City Hall. He rapped on the divider. Turn around, back to Sterling. He would confront the family elders tonight. I watched the city streak past, feeling no triumph, only the days of a fate sealed. Serena, are you really walking this road? 6. I arrived at City Hall on time. Cade was earlier leaning against his Rolls-Royce in a black suit, smoking. When he saw me, he stubbed the cigarette out in a trash can. Got your papers? Yes. Let's go. No proposal, no bouquet, no extra syllable. Our marriage was a transaction from minute 1. When we left, I held a marriage certificate. I was Kate's legal wife. Starting today, you'll live at Sterling. He handed me a key and a biometric key fob. My private estate. No one enters without my say except that bastard Jace. I took the key. Understood. I'll have Emma issue you a black card add-on with no limit. Buy whatever you need. Consider it compensation. Thank you. And he paused, eyes complicated. Take care of yourself. Don't overthink. Don't show up drunk like that night again, stupid woman. I nodded, a strange warmth flickering through me. He turned to leave. I stopped him. Cade. He glanced back, brows raised. I asked seriously, why did you say yes? He hesitated, then deflected. A Sterling child won't be born on the wrong side of the blanket. Certainly not to an unnamed mother. He climbed into the car and drove off. I knew that was only the press statement. I'd heard the real reason because that night I lost control. The one who owes responsibility is me. 7. My first day at Sterling. Jace barged in. Hungover, eyes bloodshot. He rire of whiskey. When he saw me, he looked ready to kill. Serena, what the hell are you playing? Were you screwing my uncle all along? He seized my shoulders and shook me. Answer me. Is the kid his? The world spun. Nausea lurched. Let go. No, you will explain now, Jace. A furious roar cracked from the doorway. Cade stood there clutching a thermos. Seeing me trapped, his face darkened to murderous ice. That little punk touching what's mine. He strode over and drove his shoe into Jace's knee. Jace screamed, staggered, and crashed to the floor. Uncle, you hit me for her? Cade ignored him, studying me. Are you hurt? I shook my head, gulping against dry heaves. He unscrewed the thermos. Fresh lemon wafted out. Brown brewed lemon water. Sip. It'll settle you. I drank. The nausea eased. Jace watched us. I Scarlet. Fine. Great. He lurched upright. You two have been at it forever. I've been your clown. Serena, I loved you. This is how you repay me. Before I could speak, Cade's frigid voice cut in. Love. He gave a cold laugh. Your version of love is announcing an engagement to another woman at your birthday gala and letting Serena stand there a laughing-stock. Your love means storming into my house and manhandling a pregnant woman. Jace, pick up your cheap, pathetic love and get out. 8. Jace was thrown out. In the vast estate, only Cade and I remained. The silence turned awkward. Thank you, I said first. He didn't hurt you? His gaze dropped to my belly. No. He nodded, setting the thermos on the table. There's chicken broth inside. Remember to drink it. He started upstairs. Damn mountains of work waiting, and I have to mop up this mess. Watching his back, I blurted. Did you come back just to rescue me? His step faltered. He didn't turn. You're imagining things. I only needed a file. Yet his thoughts betrayed him. Emma said Jace was heading here. Couldn't relax until I checked. I lowered my head, lips curving. The man's mouth was still, his heart wasn't. Days passed. Kate didn't return. But every morning, assistant-delivered tonics and prenatal supplies piled up. My life settled into stagnant calm until Luna texted. Serena, Saturday's family dinner. Grandfather Winston insists you come. Below the message, a selfie of her and Jace cheek to cheek. In the photo, Jace has his arm around her waist, grinning like she's the center of his universe. Pure naked provocation. I locked the phone and dialed Cade. Are you going to the family dinner on Saturday? A few seconds of silence, then his low voice. I am good, I say. Pick me up that day. 9. Saturday, Sterling. When Kate and I walk in together, everyone freezes. Jace's parents actually turn green when they see my hand tucked through Cade's arm. Cade, what? What is this? My soon-to-be ex-future mother-in-law, now my sister-in-law, stammers, finger trembling as she points at me. Kate's expression never flickers. He stares me to Winston at the head of the table. Grandfather, I'm married. This is your granddaughter-in-law, Serena. Winston has weathered 100 storms. He merely lifts an eyelid. Clouded eyes sweep me once, linger on my still flat stomach. Pregnant? Yes, Kate answers. Outrageous. Jace's father slaps the table and surges to his feet. Kate, you knew she and Jace. How could you? Big brother. Kate cuts in. Voice iron. Serena is now my wife, your sister-in-law. Watch your words. The sheer force of his presence chokes the older man into silence. Jace and Luna stand to one side, faces competing for the worst shade of pale. Luna especially. She'd spend hours perfecting every highlight, ready to dazzle the family tonight and lock in her spot as the next Sterling bride. I just stole her spotlight. She looks at me like she's dripping venom. Uncle, she says softly. Are you sure Serena isn't tricking you? She'll do anything to marry into money. Don't let that innocent face fool you. This woman's good. 2 sentences and she's already sowing discord. Kate thinks ice cold. Outwardly calm. He spares her a glance. I know my wife Whitaker. Your concern is wasted. 1 sentence slams the door on anything else she might say. 10. Luna's face flashes green then white. She turns to Jason's silent appeal. Jay steps forward at once, shielding her. Uncle, Luna's right. Serena is manipulative. The baby she's carrying isn't even enough. Winston's cane cracks against the parquet. Instant silence. Sit all of you. When the patriarch speaks, no one dares breathe louder. The meal is tasteless, undercurrent swirling like sharks beneath a glassy sea. Afterward, Winston summons me to his study alone. Sandalwood incense coils in the air. Sit. He gestures to the carved rosewood chair opposite his desk. I obey, back straight, hands folded. You're a smart girl. He begins without preamble. Jace is unworthy of you. The blunt verdict startles me. Kate is cold and sparing with words, but he takes responsibility. Follow him and you won't be mistreated. As for the child, he continues, eagle eyes pinning him. No matter whose seed it is, once it's born, it is my great-grandson. Period. My pulse skips. Old Ginger is still the hottest. He's read every card, and the process doesn't interest him, only the outcome. An heir to study the Sterling ship. I understand, grandfather. I lower my eyes. Outside the study, Kate is waiting, shoulder propped against the wall. What did grandfather say? Nothing much. I smile. He told me to rest and take care of the baby. He studies me a moment, asks no more, and simply laces his fingers through mine. Let's go home. His hand is wide, warm, swallowing my cold fingers. Next time I'm not bringing her to this circus, he thinks. My heart softens without warning. 11 days slide by. My bump rounds enough to announce itself. Cade clears his calendar of anything non-essential. Home every evening for dinner. For slow walks beneath the jacarandas. He's a man of few words, yet he anticipates every need. Peels apples, warms milk, even recites market headlines as bedtime stories. We stop feeling like business partners. When he looks at me now, there's something unspoken in his eyes. I'm lounging in the garden one afternoon when Luna breezes an uninvited belly swathed in designer silk, smile victorious. Serena, long time no see. I frown. How did you get past the gate? Sterling security is supposed to be airtight. Even paparazzi drones don't survive. Jace brought me. She waves a biometric key fob. After all, this used to be his home too. My stomach tightens. What do you want? Just visiting. She settles into the wicker opposite me, gaze mocking my midsection. I hear you're having a boy too. Lovely. Mine, of course, will be the Sterling. Yours? Well, a nephew, uncle, love child is quite the scandal, isn't it? She hides a gloating laugh behind her hand. Say what you came to say. I'm saying you can't win, Serena. Marrying Cade changes nothing. He doesn't love you. He married the baby. Once I deliver my son and lock down my place, you're the first person I'll crush. 12. Really? I smile back. Funny, your son will still have to call mine big brother and me aunt. Her face flushes great purple. Oh, and before you parade that belly around, maybe run a DNA test. From what I recall, your calendar was pretty crowded before, Jace. Her eyes flare. What are you implying? Only friendly advice. I set my lemon water down. Relax, you lying, she shrieks, leaping up, ankle twisting deliberately as she pitches straight at my stomach. I lurch back too slow until a dark blur blocks her, folding me safely into a wall of wool and cedar. It was Cade. He used his own back to take the full force of Luna's lunge. Luna lost her balance and crashed to the floor in a heap. Ah! She clutched her belly and screamed. My stomach! It hurts. Jace burst out of the house, took in the scene, and rushed to lift Luna. Luna, what happened, Jace? Luna wept prettily, pointing at me. It was her. She pushed me. My baby. Jace lifted his head and glared at me with venomous eyes. Serena, you dared to hurt Luna. I didn't, I said coldly, still lying. I saw it with my own eyes. She threw herself, Kate said, voice like December wind. He studied me, made sure I was unheard, then turned the same icy stare on the two on the floor. Jace, get your woman out of my house now. And he added, already speed dialing security. Wipe Jace's biometric key fob. He sets foot in Sterling again. Arrest him. 13. An ambulance took Luna away. Rumors said the shock had stirred her womb and she needed bed rest. Jace played the devoted fiancé at the hospital. The two of them staging a devoted lover's tragedy, quietly feeding the tabloids hints that I, the wicked aunt, had attacked her out of jealousy. The internet roasted me. I powered off my phone and ignored it. Cade, however, was furious. He had PR fire off a Candace and released the front gate footage. The clip was crystal clear. Luna had barged in and lunged at me. Public opinion flipped overnight. Nissanen's branded Luna, Snow White phony, and schemer, and Jace's image nosedived with hers. The streaming platform quietly recast the lead in his upcoming show. Feel better? Cade shut the tablet and asked. I nodded. Thank you. We're husband and wife, he said, gay steady. Protecting you is my job. No one lays a finger on you. The thought rang out, domineering yet tender. I stared at the sharp line of his profile and felt my pulse skip. That night after my shower, I found him at the picture window, phone to his ear. His brows were locked, his face grave. Find anything? Sure, it's him. Fine, keep watching. Report the instant he moves. He ended the call and turned to find me watching. Did I wake you? I shook my head. What are you checking? He hesitated, then drew me into his arms. Nothing, just company matters. But his mind whispered, the baby Luna is carrying isn't Jace's. And the man responsible. Hell, it's him. Him. Who was him? Someone even Cade feared. 14. Luna was discharged soon after. Her fake miscarriage stunt had failed. She'd lost feathers instead of gaining sympathy and became a national punchline. She went quiet until my due date loomed. That day, an unknown number rang. The voice on the line was old, cracked. Dale, let's meet. Who is this? Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is I know a secret about Cade, one that could ruin him. My heart lurched. Why should I trust you? Because of this, a photo popped onto my screen. Teenage Cade, face bruised, eyes feral, a blood-wet knife in his hand. At his feet, a middle-aged man lay in a spreading pool. My pupil shrank. 3:00 p.m. The abandoned warehouse on the west side. Be there. The caller hung up. I stood there, ice in my veins. Cade killed someone? No. Impossible. I forced myself to breathe. A trap. They wanted to lure me out. I must not go. But what if? What if it was true? My thoughts tangled. In the end I called Cade. The phone rang forever before he answers. Aired. Cade. Where are you? In a board meeting. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? His voice was calm as always. If it was fake, telling him would only say I didn't trust him. If it was real, why the silence? His worry drifted through. Nothing. I chose concealment. Go back to your meeting. After I hung up, I made a decision. I would meet the stranger. I had to know. 15. I told no one, hailed a ride share, and went alone to the abandoned factory. The place was empty. Dust and cobwebs everywhere. I cooped my belly and picked my way inward. You came. From the shadow stepped a caped figure, hat and mask hiding every feature. The caller. Where's the photo? What do you want? I eyed him wearily. Patience veil. Let's play a game. He clapped. From the far end, two people emerged. One was Luna. The other Jace's father, Cad's eldest half-brother Victor. My breath froze. Surprised? Victor stripped off his disguise. Face vicious. Serena, you should never have married Cade. Never have conceived his child. Why? Because everything Sterling should be mine. Mine and Jay's. He raged. Cade is nothing but a bastard. What right does he have to chair Sterling to win Winston's favor? So the photoshopped, he sneered. But I've got worse. A medical report proving he and his mother share the same history. Once the board sees it, guess who they'll oust? And you? His gaze drilled into me. Wife of a madman carrying another little psycho. The family will throw you both out. In your dreams. Dream. He smiled coldly. You'll wake up soon enough. He looked at Luna. Do it. Luna bared her teeth, rope in hand, and walked toward me. Serena, today you die and your bastard with you. 16. I backed up instinctively, but the wall blocked me. Don't come any closer. Scream all you want. No one's going to save you. Luna's face twisted in triumph. Her fingers were inches from my throat when the factory door exploded inward. Blinding sunlight flooded the ruin, framing a tall, broad-shouldered silhouette. Cade. Behind him, 24 men in black fanned out like a SWAT team. Cade. I sobbed, tears streaming. He took in the scene. Me, Luna, Victor, and his eyes went blood red. Touch her and you die. Without a word, he snapped. Take them. Victor and Luna hit the concrete before they could blink, pinned by bone-crushing grips. Cade strode forward and hauled me against his chest, voice shaking. I'm sorry I'm late. I buried my face in his shirt, trembling at the thunder of his heart. How did you find me? I called after the board meeting. No answer. Emma said you'd taken a ride share alone. I tracked your phone the second it felt wrong. He cradled my cheeks, thumbs wiping tears, fury darkening his gaze. You're safe now. He bent and kissed the salt from my lashes, soft, reverent. I heard the vow as clearly as if he'd spoken aloud. Serena, I'll guard you with my life from this day on. 17 Victor and Luna were cuffed and marched out. The DA would make sure the charges stuck. Kate didn't let go of my hand the entire ride back to Sterling. Sorry, he said again. I'm the one who should apologize. I didn't trust you. I walked straight into their trap. Don't, he exhaled. I let family rot fester too long. You paid the price. He paused, jaw tight. You deserve the truth about my mother and the rest. He told me she'd suffered severe postpartum depression. Nothing more. Within weeks of her funeral, Victor's mother had marched Jace through the front gates, claiming the Sterling name. The infamous photograph fabricated. Victor had been cornered by loan sharks. Cade bailed him out and took a bullet mint for him. The body in the picture was the collector. Victor repaid the favor by branding Cade a murderer and lobbying the board for a coup. And Luna's baby? I asked. Victor's disgust dripped from Kate's voice. They planned to pass it off as Jay's and split the inheritance. Reality TV writers had nothing on this family. 18. Back at Sterling and I collapsed into exhausted sleep. Hours later, a cramp twisted through my abdomen. I was going into labor. Cave Ghost White rushed me to Belair. Inside the delivery suite, I panted through wave after wave of pain. Outside, his footfalls beat a frantic tattoo. His thoughts leaked through the door. Why is it taking so long? What if something goes wrong? If I'd known it hurt this much, I'd never have let her do this. Stay with me, Serena. 14 hours later, my son greeted the world at 6 pounds 8 lungs in perfect working order. When they wheeled me out, Cade shoved past the nurse, eyes red-rimmed, hands gentle as silk around mine. You were incredible. I managed a weak smile. Everything we'd survived suddenly felt worth it. 19. On discharge day, Winston met us at the curb. He took one look at the swaddled great-grandson and beamed. Strong Sterling chin just like Cade. He announced the name he'd already filed with the county, Julian Sterling. But everyone would call him JRA, short for Joy remembered. Jay showed up. Hollow cheat. Oscar sparkle long gone. He knew every sort of detail now. He stared at the baby, then at me. Voice scraped raw. I'm sorry, Serena, for every single thing. It's in the past, I said, and meant it. Even hatred required energy I no longer possessed. He offered a red envelope cash gift. Uncle, Aunt, be happy. Then he walked away, shoulder sagging. I watched him disappear, heart steady as a ticking clock. A new chapter had already begun. 20. The night of JS' first-month celebration. Kate hijacked the toast. With every Elistister and billionaire looking on, he dropped to one knee, a solitaire flaming in the candle light. Serena, our beginning was a battlefield. I owe you courtship, a proposal, a wedding worthy of you. Let me start making it right today. He drew a breath that shook. Marry me, not as a deal, not as duty. 'Cause I love you. Tears blurred the ballroom. I heard the internal panic beneath his poise. Say yes before my knee locks. Please let the size be right. I measured while she slept. Why is she crying? Did I botch it? Laughter bubbled through my tears. I slipped my left hand free and answered the question I'd waited a lifetime to hear. Yes. Applause detonated. Kate slid the ring home, stood and kissed me until spotlights turned to shooting stars. Sunlight streamed through stained glass. A warm Pacific breeze carried the scent of gardenias. Across the terrace, my Oscar ex-boyfriend lifted his champagne and with perfect courtesy murmured. And I smiled up at my husband, radiant, weightless, finally home.